Hello, 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 everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening again. It's me, Aryan, here, coming to you live from Windsor, Ontario, Canada. Windsor, Ontario, Canada. It's January 6th, 2025. 6 days in the new year, 7 p.m. here in Windsor. Welcome, welcome for another episode of our Go Live sessions. So tonight, um, I wanted to discuss something that's kind of interesting. I guess the title is interesting enough um, to give you a hint, but I am actually listening into an audiobook and I'm gonna reveal it to you later on. But before anything else, let me just introduce myself first. So again, if this is the first time that you're seeing me, I'm Aryan, and I'm living here. I'm a Filipino immigrant, currently living here in Windsor, Ontario, Canada, together with my husband and two young boys, young kids. I have a 7-year-old and a 14-year-old boy. So I used to be an SAP programmer back in the Philippines for 10, 12 years before moving here in Canada in 2022 to look for greener pastures. So I came here in Canada in April of 2022. I started here as a student. I took up project management, and just months after, I landed an IT analyst job. And I also started this digital business. So there you have it. That's me. So in this digital business, my mission is to help ambitious, hardworking career parents, moms and dads, to take back control of their life and have more time with their family by starting this legitimate digital business. So that's me. So again, tonight we have an interesting topic. Let me just flash the topic here, the title. So watch this if you don't know what you're doing with your life. Interesting, right? So I hope that's interesting enough for you to tune in until the end of this video. I'm going to give you insights about what lines struck me the most from one of the essays in the book, the audio book that I'm listening right now, which is entitled 101 Essays That Will Change the Way You Think. So I'm not sure if you've already read that, but to be honest, I'm actually having a hard time listening to it because I don't know if it's because of the voice of the narrator or just the words that's used in the book, but because there are terms, there are words that are deep, and I guess I would have to look for it in the dictionary for meanings. I'm not perfect, nobody's perfect. So yes, but I really enjoy listening to that book because there's a lot of realizations, a lot of golden nuggets, and actually self-realization. So if you want motivation, if you want an inspiration, if you want to ignite the fire that's in you to go after your dreams, to change your perspective, I recommend you to read this book. But I highly recommend to buy the physical book rather than just listen to the audiobook, because I'd probably do that. I'd probably just buy a physical book and read it again. But again, I'm gonna share with you insights or like major lines that struck me in the 15th essay. So again, there are 101 essays, and this is fairly a fairly long book, right? So the one that I chose to share for tonight is the 15th essay, which is entitled, actually, read this if you don't know what you're doing with your life. So that's why I tweaked the title a bit here, which is watch this if you don't know what you're doing with your life. But in the book, the title of the essay, the 15th essay, is read this if you don't know what you're doing with your life. So I hope you're gonna get some value from this, and you're gonna relate to the the lines that I will share with you today. So, without further ado, let's start the discussion. So, the first one that struck me in this chapter or in this essay is that people don't thrive when they're fulfilled, they stagnate. What does that mean? So, um, we actually always say that when you are contented with your life, you are comfortable with your life, you just stop, right? Like, okay, I'm contented. It's okay with me. Like, I'm gonna stop right here or I'm gonna rest for a bit. But what we don't realize is that, yes, fulfillment is great. And it's a sign that we've accomplished things, that we changed our situation, like from, say, from struggling to comfortable, to being comfortable, right? um and um and it's a change in our life, it's a change in perspective. But what we don't realize there is that we are in our comfort zone when we are fulfilled, or um when we're fulfilled, or when we are contented, right? Because when we are in our comfort zone, again, we get stuck. Most of the time, we get stuck. And that's what we mean by stagnate, by the word stagnate. We get stagnant. So when we're fulfilled, we usually stop thriving. We stop improving. We stop growing, right? We stop looking for things that will push us further. So again, people don't thrive when they're fulfilled. They stagnate. So what is important here is that we should actually continuously challenge ourselves. Not not the way that not the way that we will go back to struggling, you know what I mean? Um and not challenging ourselves to push ourselves to the limits all the time. Not all the time, of course, but it's enough. I guess it's enough that, like, when we're fulfilled or when we're in our comfort zone, I think it's enough that we think about seeking new experiences so that we can at least take a step and get out of our comfort zone. Because you know what? Those actions, even small, that's what actually makes us feel alive, right? That's what makes us human. So this line struck me the most because I know that currently in my life right now, I feel comfortable. I live in a good rental property, or a house, right? I am with my family. I have a lot of things to be grateful for, but it's always suggested to have a little discomfort, even a little bit of hunger, so that we will have a driving force to at least take control of our lives, take a step, and get out of our comfort zone and try to reach for new discoveries, new goals. And it's not about, I guess it's not about being satisfied, but understanding that, being or achieving fulfillment, achieving your comfort zone is not the final destination. It's some kind of a checkpoint, right? To assess where we are currently at, what we have achieved, what we have recently achieved, what was the progression that happened, what improvement happened, and to try to think about, again, what will drive us to take the next step, right? So if because it's because sorry, it's because if we I believe it's because if we give in to becoming stagnant, to becoming um, contented. You know, the feeling that we're in our comfort zone for too long, we lose that edge that keeps our lives exciting and more meaningful, right? So don't lose that, because I believe that is the purpose of your life, like to continuously evolve, to continuously improve, to continuously find your purpose. That's what life is. That is why humans are given this life to live on earth, right? So that's the first one. People don't thrive when they are fulfilled, they stagnate. Number two, the second one, actually this essay is actually just a short one. I think it's more or less 6 minutes only, but you see how powerful these lines are. That's why it struck me the most. So the second one is hunger is important. Hunger is important, right? Because if we're not hungry, what drives us? How do we really stay motivated when we're not hungry? Not hungry for food, maybe hungry for food. Not just joking. But what hunger means here is that it's the desire for more, like generally more growth, more learning, more improvement, more achievements. And as I mentioned earlier, the fire within you, the inner fire that pushes you to say to wake up every day, every single day, and work towards your goals, whether it's a personal goal, family goal, community goal, whatever it is. What is that fire in you that can be ignited to for you to act upon those goals, for you to achieve, or to thrive, to get to be driven for more growth, more learning, and more achievement. Because without the hunger, it's actually related to the first one, right? Because without hunger, we don't have the drive. We don't have the drive to push further. We tend to settle for mediocrity. We settle for comfort and contentment. We become complacent, and we don't it's like we stop dreaming, we stop trying to achieve more. That's what happens when we're not hungry. And hunger is important because it's the one that fuels ambition and innovation. And again, being ambitious is not a sin. Being ambitious is not wrong, right? So each one of us, especially if we have goals, especially if we want our lives to get better, if we want a higher quality of life, hunger is very important, because that's what will keep us waking up every single day to try and run for that, to achieve that goal. So it's what keeps us moving forward, even when there are obstacles, even when there are issues, problems, hurdles. We only keep on going because we're hungry. That's what it means. So hunger is what actually prevents us from staying in our comfort zone, which is what I mentioned earlier, and it actually ensures that we continue to evolve and adapt. So that's what hunger is. Yeah, and I believe that's important, because if you feel that you're not hungry enough, then you don't feel compelled to do the things that you want to do. You don't feel compelled to reach for bigger goals, bigger dreams, right? So that's how important hunger is. Hunger in life. Yeah, and so that's the second one. See how powerful those lines are. So again, these lines are from the 15th essay from the book 101 Essays That Will Change the Way You Think by Brianna Wiest. So that's the second one. The third one and the last that I'm going to share with you tonight is this line. So you don't want what you once did, and giving yourself permission to want what you want now. So this is actually, I guess, a situation wherein a lot of us experience when we are in the middle um of being lost or getting lost. We don't know what step to take. We don't know what's next for us. So this is the statement. So you don't want, because if you feel lost, right? If you feel lost, if you're, say, let's say you are currently experiencing your rock bottom and you're lost and you don't know what to do, you don't know what path to take, right? This is what usually happens. What usually is the situation, like literally what is the current situation. So you don't want what you once did, and now you're giving yourself permission to want what you want now. And that is why we are confused with our choices, with what we can take, with the next steps that we can do to get our lives back. So this is only a line that says embracing change, growth, being adaptable is also important. So, um, of course, what you wanted 5 years ago, 10 years ago might not be applicable right now, might not be the same things that you wanted right now, right? And it might not align to your values, to your dreams, to your goals, to your circumstances um in the current situation, right? And that is completely normal. Again, we are humans. We don't know what life or where life will take us. Our lives are unpredictable. It's only God who knows what will happen next. And even if we try so hard to predict, we try so hard to prepare for risks, for issues, for problems, there are still and will always be unpredictable things that will happen because that's life, right? Like we always experience obstacles, like most especially just when you're trying to rebuild your life, right? Most of the obstacles happen during that time. And it's about being adaptable, being flexible, being open to where life would really take us, even if we experience those things. Again, we are humans, and that's life, that's inevitable. But us as humans, we evolve, our circumstances shift, and our priorities, our values, our lives change, right? And the challenge actually is usually presented to us um, when we the challenge is presented to us when we allow ourselves to pivot and pursue new dreams without feeling guilty or stuck in the past. So that's the challenge. Like we always think about, oh, this is what happened in the past. Let me just do it this way, blah blah blah. Or maybe you're stuck with what happened in the past, so you are very careful, and sometimes you are blocked by these circumstances, these situations from the past, and it's like you're paralyzed. It's difficult to move, to take the next step, to plan ahead because of what happened in the past. And this is how adaptability, flexibility will help us uh, at least get out of that situation, so we can again get back to the path, to the track, get back on track, and get back to the path that we really wanted for ourselves, for our lives, right? So for example, if you once like dreamed of, climbing the corporate ladder, but now, just like me, I crave more flexibility or creativity, right, in my life, and not necessarily at work, but in my life, in general, because I once dreamed of being a project manager in the IT industry, right? And that is the reason why I always dreamed of passing the PMP certification exam. But now it changed. I wanted to be an entrepreneur. I wanted to be a digital business owner. I wanted to have more flexibility in my life. I want to apply more flexibility in my time. I want to take control of my own life and my own time, because I wanted to devote it more to my family and my loved ones. So that's the goal now. And it changed, right? When I was younger, um, I would always be loyal to the companies, the bosses, the groups, the teams that I've worked for. But now, I guess it's time for me to take this next step in this chapter of my life, and really become the digital business owner that I am, the entrepreneur that I am. So, and that's why I am pushing myself further to my limits, right? To explore these things, to discover more knowledge, wisdom about being a leader, about being a business owner, right? So, in that case, I gave myself permission to want something different than what I wanted before. And I started to honor myself, my current self, and I'm more open. And I think I can, like, it gave me a sense of confidence, actually, to take the next step in being an entrepreneur, because it's like I can control whatever I want to control in this business, in my own life. And I am loving that lifestyle, that kind of power that it's giving me, right? So I hope this also serves as a reminder for all of us, for all of you watching right now, that growth means redefining what success means to you, what happiness means to you, what it looks like for you at this stage in your life. Live in the present, right? So that's it for me. I hope you are inspired by that. You are motivated to reassess your current life. So if those lines hit you as hard as I did, as hard as it did me, that's what I mean. So if those lines hit you as hard as they did me, it's probably because, deep down, you are also feeling that hunger, that motivation to do something more. Maybe you are also thinking that you deserve more and your family deserves more, right? So if you're tired, if you're tired of the same old routine, and you know that you are really capable of doing so much more, of getting so much more in life, and you're just not sure where to start, here's the thing. Thriving starts with taking action, taking the first step toward change. And we always say that um, a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step, right? From the famous quote. So whatever it is that you want to start, the important thing is that you realize now you're living in the present, and you're willing to take action to change your life for the better. So if you are ready to embrace these new desires that you have, to stop being stagnant, right, and to start thriving. Again, I invite you to our free info session to discover how this digital business can help you out in changing your life, your family's future, so that you can again be hungry with what's possible, right? It's the perfect opportunity for you to explore how you can really make a shift that is safe and legit, right? So start moving towards a better and more fulfilling future. So if you want to start now, again, we don't have to wait for the perfect time because there's no perfect timing. And if you want to check it out, you can just register in my website below. It's ariangale.com. Enter your full name and email address in my website, and I will send you the link to the next live info session. We hold live info sessions every Tuesdays and Thursdays, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time or Toronto time if you want to attend that. But if you can't, we will always send you the replay of that session that you missed. And we will always keep you informed and posted in your email address. So if I send you an email, please check in your junk or spam folders. Maybe it went that way because it's going to be the first time that I'm going to email you. So just check that, and we can take it from there. So that's it. Again, if you have any questions on what this digital business is about, I'm always open to reading your inquiries, your questions, and I'm here to answer them and guide you every step of the way. So, again, I'm Aryan here, and I'll see you again in my next live. Have a great night and God bless. Bye for now.